Can y'all hear me humming? Can y'all hear me humming to the beat of the drum? Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young. Um, cause... Hang on. Let me figure out what to tell my people. Nope, that's fine. I did a typo, but it's actually funnier if I let it remain. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. That's actually even worse. Hello everybody, welcome to the... Everybody being so far one viewer. Welcome to the stream. I had a day and I'm gonna yap about it. It wasn't a bad day by any means. The allergies, if y'all can't tell from the persistent cough, the allergies have returned for a second wave. They were kicking my ass about a month or two ago. Actually, it was about a month ago, I think, because spring was just beginning in Indiana when I arrived. Like, literally, it snowed, like, within the next few days as soon as I had arrived. Like, dead-ass fucking, like, a snowstorm, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say a snowstorm, a snow rain. So, like, not like that little weedy shit you might get in, like, December or January in like, Oroville or... Well, you never get that shit in Oroville, but, like, Chico and Paradise or something like that. Not like that. This was fucking snow. And it was beautiful. And it is actually still technically possible that because of weird-ass Indiana weather patterns that it could snow here, even in May. It's probably not going to, because it is getting warmer and whatnot right now, but that's just part of how the weather patterns. During the spring, you get, like I said, probably in previous streams, during the spring, you get cold weather from the north sometimes, and then during the fall, sometimes it's warm because you get warm weather from the south. Indiana, because it's nice and flat, it has completely different weather patterns than anywhere in California. It's very susceptible to, like, nearby areas. And when I say nearby, I mean, like, on the same planet. You know what I mean? On the same continent, on all Turtle Island, you know what I mean? So my allergies are kicking my ass again, but last night, I'm still working on the kitchen on weekends. And even though I'm not an employee there, so I don't really have any obligation or anything like that, I still want to, you know, like, I don't want to do it, but I also agreed to do it at least on at least on weekends and whatnot. But I tell you, by the time I arrived there last night, I was a fucking zombie, and I was not looking forward to it. I was wearing a mask because 2 days ago I had a sore throat, and then yesterday I was snotty. And that was, like, the worst thing that could happen in a kitchen. So I brought a mask. I'm still pretty certain it was allergies, so there wasn't, like... And obviously, if somebody else had had a problem with it, had thought that that would be a food hazard or something like that, then I should, then they would have sent me home. But I grabbed, like I said, I brought a mask, but I was snotting in the mask. Doesn't matter how many times, and because I was wearing a mask, it was hard to suck in back in the snot. Sometimes I would just do that, but obviously the fibers of the mask would get in the way a little bit. So sometimes I would just, I got to a point where I just gave up on sucking the snot back in, so it would just kind of collect in front of my nose, or like in that general area of my nose. It was a whole situation. I had to go to the bathroom several times to get that cleaned up. But I still stuck it out. Thankfully, the the guy who usually does cleaning and helps with closing afterwards, he helped me go home so I could go home at around like midnight or something like that. But I still kind of had to come in this morning. And let me tell you, if he hadn't helped me, I would have been on the fence about whether I was even able to go or not, because I was miserable last night. I was snotting inside my mask. And you know, sometimes, like, when you have, like, allergies or when you're sick, your body has, like, different ways of responding to... Like, for me, I was too warm. And anytime I would exhale, because my mask wasn't a perfect seal on top of my nose, anytime I would exhale, it would blast warm air into my face and up into my eyes. and I dealt with that the entire time. And like I said, my specific spot in the kitchen is not too high stress because you have some wiggle room, especially if you're a dish runner. So you have wiggle room while you're on dish, because there are so many of like duplicates or like redundancies for like equipment and whatnot, that somebody could use something, and unless they tell you, hey, I need this back immediately, it's fine. But I'm just a runner, so someone else is doing the dishes while I'm running them. Although, because it's Mother's Day weekend, it was busy as fuck last night, too. And I actually didn't even have time to put away utensils, which I usually do. But, what do you call it? And I was very, very proud of myself this morning for coming. Thankfully, this morning, my symptoms improved a lot. I grabbed some more of that honey I mentioned on previous streams. Pro tip for y'all, and I don't know if this works for everybody, and obviously if you're allergic to honey, you know, don't do it. But locally sourced honey, like from the same general region, like the honey that I got is from Indianapolis, or was produced there or something. Locally sourced honey helps very much with allergies. Something about the bees and the pollinating and whatnot, it's like it functions almost as if like a vaccine. Obviously, they didn't work for permanently, but you know, just every year, if you think it's gonna happen or if you're starting to get symptoms, pop some local honey, and that should help a lot with it because it'll kind of build up an immunity in your body. Literally, apparently, honey has been used in medicinal practices for centuries across many different nations and cultures. But that's just a little tip, little trick that I learned from from my dad / one of our bosses. And this morning, I was feeling a lot better, and I managed to get through literally until like the afternoon when we got all our duties done. This time, it was helping Dad. So my dad is a pastry chef, which means he's going to be responsible for, you know, creating the pastries. A lot of it that he does is prep work, so that when desserts need to go out, usually around dinner time, he'll be able to move them, or you know, he'll make those happen. He works during day, so in restaurant, or at least in our restaurant, there's a day shift and a night shift. Day shift usually runs from like early morning till like mid afternoon, and night shift usually runs from mid afternoon till nighttime, closing whenever. In our case, the restaurant closes between lunch and dinner, so that whole time you don't have to worry about serving people, and that's good because we're a popular restaurant. Very, very yummy food, very professionally made. Everybody is all over the place grabbing some, and that was no different this time. It was a buffet style, so I was churning out waffles with my dad. He showed me how to use the waffle machine, how to make more mix and everything, and I just did that and some little tasks and whatnot while I was waiting for the for the waffles to be done. And that was my station. And he said that I did a very good job, and I'm proud of myself for sticking it out, because that's the thing I've noticed about kitchen work is usually you have to be pretty, like, at the end of the day, if you call in sick, you call in sick. It's whatever, but you gotta be pretty fucking sick for people to think that you have a valid excuse. And since mine was just, the allergies were hitting me hard, and I was not pleased last night. But this morning I was feeling better despite not having had a full night's sleep. And then that's when I was like, you know what? Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna do it. And then yeah. And I just wanted to return the favor of that guy that helped me out last night. Because that's the thing, is I'm learning that even when you are greatly inconvenienced, it is still good to push through sometimes, because like I said, the restaurant, the space, it's locally owned, so it is owned by a family. It's not a chain or anything like that. They actually bought the restaurant around like the mid 2010s from the people who had it before. Like, the family had gotten into working at it, and they did so well that eventually, when the owners were ready to sell, they just ended up selling to them. But the family is they're kind, they're fair in their dealings. They communicate instructions clearly, and they, like I said, they do have a two-way loyalty streak. So it ain't like some big place where, you know, you're worried you're gonna get fired at the drop of a hat, or there's gonna be downsizing or anything like that. No, it's not what's going on there. So there are a few workplaces that people can say that about, and even some small businesses or some family businesses, they don't necessarily treat their people right. They do. They do. In my opinion, they do. But that's also why I felt a passion about wanting to keep my end of the bargain. If it was some big place and I was just doing cash jobs for them, I might not worry so much about it. And also, while I am searching for a job, I do want to make as much money as possible, so that if my dad does need help with the expenses or anything like that, he's not going to have to do it completely alone. And if he needs help with expenses before I get a job. Prospects are looking good, but this week I'm gonna get back into regularly applying and whatnot. do some follow-up calls on places I've already applied to. What was it? Despite it being busy, like I said, I was helping mostly with waffles, so I actually had a lot of downtime. So I literally just, while I was waiting like 8 minutes on each round of waffles, I was just going around being like, "Hey, y'all need help? Y'all need your paper towel things refilled?" Just because I know that everybody else was slammed, like brunch was busy. Only thing is, it was a buffet, so most of the hard work on a buffet. For context, they're open Wednesdays through Sundays, and on Sundays they're only open for brunch hours, so they're only open like during the day. And brunch is all just one big menu. What do they call it? But this time, since it was a big event, they did a buffet. So most of the hard work is just setting up for the thing. You do prep work a few days in advance even, but you know, setting up, getting everything together, getting, you know, the servers help get everything plated. We prepare everything for, like, we prepare like little plates of stuff for the servers to put on those little platters for people to grab. And I'm, like I said, I am awash with pride in myself for sticking it through. Cause I literally feel like, yeah, you never know when you do like a freaking quest in Morrowind and it's like a difficult quest and you get praised by like faction leaders and stuff like that. That's how I feel right now, but in real life, and the feeling is so much sweeter in real life. What else? What other updates? Oh yeah, that spoke video. I probably shouldn't be saying this because I don't want them to catch on, but y'all, I think I actually already mentioned it. That recent spoke video, y'all might have noticed there were no ad skips or anything like that. Like there were no evidence of me having to skip ads. And you know why? Because they didn't fucking advertise me. And it was that, I think it was because of that issue that I was having, and might still be having with the YouTube. Hopefully not, because I need to be able to like record and edit and things like that. I can record well, if I can't watch the video, I can't record, but I can watch the video. It's just, for some reason, the YouTube has been finicky. I'm not sure if it's been on our end, like internet-wise. But either way, if it, like I said, like I told y'all on my post, if y'all are here from that, if y'all are fans of both, I'm going to be watching the new Wembo video tomorrow. I'm actually very annoyed because there were a couple of minor details that were spoiled for me. I don't know the whole plot. I don't know who the blue thing is or anything like that. So please, please, please do not tell me. But I'm going to react to the video tomorrow. But I was looking up the video and I could not find it in the search results at all. I looked up Wembu, Unstable SMP. I looked up Unstable SMP. Did not find it. Did not find it until I clicked on Wembu's frickin' profile and saw it there. I don't know who screwed the pooch on that one, why that wasn't showing up on the results, but I'm going to be patient, I'm going to be kind and forgiving, as, who do you call it, as Stendar has taught me. No. Stendar's mercy be upon you, for the vigil have none to spare. So I'm going to be reacting to that tomorrow, And if there's a new one tomorrow, maybe I'll like another new one. Maybe I'll churn that out too. Just get that over with. These episodes have been very intense. Parrot has been making moves, and in my opinion, they're not the right moves. Um, it's a very interesting, quasi-satisfying feeling seeing that massive-ass freaking army. I don't know why I'm saying freaking. I'm on my streams. Y'all, if anyone's gonna be on here, or if anyone's gonna be watching my VODs, and who are from my unstable streams, on my unstable streams, I keep them mostly safe for work. I keep my curse words at ass and piss and whatnot. And even then, I don't mention piss at like the substance. I just say you pissed me off. But here I say we get nitty gritty here. We say the higher mysteries of curse words. We say sexual jokes sometimes. So you better be of age, and you better be. What was it? If you're easily offended, get the fuck out. No. Just keep that in mind. This is Adult Swim. This is my Adult Swim. So there will be fuck, there will be shit, there will be bitch. Bitch is a one that I feel I cannot use on the unstable reactions, just because it's just a little too intense. Like maybe if you were like bitch or something like that. Like if it was like a friendly, if I was really impressed because like Flame Franks did something really good or did something like pull off something really well, I'd be like bitch. But if I was like mad at a character, like if Silly Billy showed up, like, bitch, I will be, and so probably not the right, and probably a little gotta pull back the throttle on that a little bit, unfortunately. And right now, my symptoms for the allergies are coughing. But like I said, I brought some more of that honey. Oh yeah, about the dosage. A tablespoon of honey should do it. A tablespoon a day should do it. For maybe about a week. That should get you right if you got allergies. Y'all probably already has your allergies by now if you're in California or anything like that. Actually, I don't remember. No, yeah, because California was pollinating hardcore very early, or at least like Northern California. Where I was in Oroville in Butte County was pollinating already. Basically, like, pre-summer conditions by the time you enter March. And I was already used to the pollen and the allergies there and whatnot, so that did not kick my ass like the Indiana pollen did. Because my little body, well, my medium-sized body was not accommodated, not prepared for the allergies. For here, because it's a new area, it's a new pathogens, new little foreign objects introduced to my body. Not like that. And it's a whole experience. That's the recent events. Oh, yeah, the parrot videos have been intense. Even the spoke video was intense. Like, it was good. Like, it was good to see, but even, like, I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't seen it, but it was still intense. Like, it just drained me. I was like, this is not as sweet. The comeuppance is not as sweet as I thought. And I am very curious to see how that possibly last episode is going to go for him. Wemba videos have been less stressful, but I'm still anxious to see who that blue thing is, and given what we saw in the parrot video, I anticipate the flame videos will be stressful as well. So all around just stress. Nobody's gonna be happy. That means there will be no reprieve when we're watching those videos. There will be no rest, no respite. No laying your head upon a nice pillow. We will be camping outside on a nice concrete slab, and if we're lucky, we might get a little oversheet to put on it. Are y'all ready to play? Or are y'all ready for me to play? Let's fucking do it. What's our missions now? Oh yeah, they brought the Omertas. Let's look at other quests. If we want to do anything before then. Okay, so we did convince the. We could do a companion quest or two. We could go to Bitter Spring Lagoon. This one we're gonna wait until we actually meet the Brotherhood and the course of our duties. So Veronica's gonna have to wait for a nice hot minute about that. We can do these real quick too. Did I already? Do I already have the Crimson Caravan Company listed on my things? On my streams? Because I visited that like once. Playlists. Don't play it. Don't play it now. Don't play it. I just want to go to the playlist. Yeah, I fucking do. Okay. Oh. So that's fine. I'll just have to do Crimson Caravan Company Part 2 or something like that. If that is a decision I decide to make. Like I said, I like this theme. I think it's an original. New Vegas has some original music, but ironically enough, most of the music that are some of my favorite tracks from it are from some of the first games. Now it's just dry snot, or like snot that is still in my nose, but is not trying to come out of it, you know? Y'all ever get like those allergies or sickness or something and your snot has like a nice green tint? I'm gonna get a real graphic for you about that. Okay, I was like, where's my rifle? Benny's like, baby, do you not understand the level of game here? Alright, let me test to see it. I'm trying to... My dad's asleep last time I checked, but I also know that if he does like end up waking up, he can like close his door, but I just have this natural inclination to be quiet when I know he's home because I don't want to feel like I'm disturbing him. Testing, testing. Oh, hang on. Testing, testing. Okay, that sounds good. Oh, baby. Oh, mama. Oh, yeah, today's Mother's Day. That's part of why I was so busy today and yesterday. And next week is graduation week, so that might also be buffet style, but hopefully I'm feeling better for that. And I already knew from helping out with Easter brunch, is y'all, the brunch community in this city in Lafayette is crazy. For one thing, it's not just any college town. In fact, technically, I don't even know if you would call it a college town because the college itself is technically in a different, like, West Lafayette is considered to be different from Lafayette, but they're right across the river from each other. And sometimes Purdue students, even like foreign nationals and stuff like that, will maybe still explore the area. But you also have people from the area. Like, my dad is actually from Lafayette. Like, born here and everything. How about that? But this is definitely a college city because, like I said, y'all, Purdue is like the freaking Vatican City, at least 4 times as big as CSU Chico. Obviously, a proper comparison should not be drawn there because, you know, there's a difference in funding, and also the CSU is a series of, like, Purdue is its own thing, and even though it's not Ivy League, it just ended up getting so popular and so well funded. While we're here, guess who we're gonna fucking check for? Oh, actually, while we're here, we're gonna first this. An asterisk if you're here and I see him, I'll let you know. And if you're not here and I see him, I will DM you because this is important. And I will stand my lonely vigil and I will check as often as I can. Wait, I see something. I don't see him. Well, that's kind of useless. You know, did I collect a bunch of loot from whatever I was doing last time? Stand by for a moment before I play another game and wrap up my day. I'm still, like I said, welcome to the stream. As always, I'm so happy to see you. I'm checking for you, but this might literally just be one of those bugs. I'll tell you what, Ast. If I don't see him by the time that I am ready to close out this game, like, and however many months that is, I will live stream for you, me doing that exact thing, or at least maybe not even live stream, but just like some kind of recording. Well, actually, live stream would probably be easier, and I will do it just for you. Okay, I will do like a separate game and everything, and I will confirm that he is in fact here, and I will get that camera from New Vegas. I'll take the Black Mountain Path and everything, and it'll be my we'll call it a speed run, a memorial tourist, NCR memorial tourist speed run, and that'll be what I do. But I'll still be checking anytime I pass through here, just in case he just suddenly materializes. Yeah, it's just it's perfectly innocent. I'm just gonna be taking a picture with the Kodak, or whatever. What is it? The Kodak R9000. Yep. Perfectly innocent. And I still have the camera film, just in case. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I'm collecting those. My boyfriend and my dog! There are some Cazadors right here. Y'all know me, I see a little location that looks interesting. I can tell they're Cazadors, because as I get close enough and the little red blips show up, they like move around, they get real excited. Unless those were Legion Assassins. Yeah, that is the movement of a Cazador right there. So, like I said, I've figured out by now the kitchen work ain't for me, because that's the thing. Another thing is, it's something that my dad playfully refers to as performance punishment. It's not actual punishment, but basically, like, it's part of the reason why some people sometimes intentionally phone it in with whatever they do. Oh. Is because they don't want, if they perform too well, they're worried that people are going to be like, hey, you handled that well enough. Let's see how well you handle this extra thing, or this other thing that we can do, or this position that's a little more demanding. These are regular, right? Yeah, they're regular.
Looks like break time's over.
Oh, beautiful.
Here we go.
Here we go. I cannot get over how he says that. He's got a little bit of an accent. I don't know what kind of accent, but he's got a little bit of an accent. I have to wonder, do other Anglophones believe that Americans have accents? I say believe, like it's some kind of alleged thing. Do they find? I would think that they find us that we have accents. Like, English people have described us, and I say us with swallowing a little bit of puke in my throat. But I say us for, like, identification purposes, like Americans. Maybe they find that we use our R's a little too hard. We're a little too harsh with them. That's what they say. Because their R's in English, I think I've noticed Irish does the same thing, or like when Irish people speak English, it's the same thing. Like, they're kind of like, they use the R's or they emphasize them as well. I'm not sure what that's about, but either way, just for some reason, as we left as we left England, or as our ancestors, or like the ancestors of the original colonizers, as they left England, the way that they spoke. I have a hypothesis that speech patterns and whatnot of different colonial groups are influenced by the indigenous people of those areas. So I'm not sure whether that's how a lot of indigenous people, if they were learning English, that they would also emphasize the R's, and then that just caught on like that. But either way, they say that the English say that we're harsh on our R's. Their R's are very implied, like to the point where you can't say if someone's saying like or arm because they sound the same. Like a lot of it's kind of contextual, but you can kind of detect like a little hint of it. What the fuck is cautioning me? Is this a visual bug again? If this is a visual bug, I'm gonna visually bug out. And I think when it... Oh, we got a lot. Hang on. Is that duct tape? Duct tape? No, I stole some from the... But that is duct tape, but... Arcade, don't get stung. Don't get fucked by the cazadors. I don't even know if they have they have equipment that could be used for that, but I don't think it's intent. I don't know what's over here, but I'm crouching just in case it's a bad time. Okay, now we're heading. Maybe there's cazadors like further that way. Okay, these aren't Legion assassins. We also do gotta be careful about what's some of the specific locations that we go to, because sometimes they'll spawn. There's one spot that will spawn, and actually two spots that might spawn where there are people. Okay, they're not assassins, but they are Legion. Oh no, they are assassins. I don't know what they're doing, but... Oh, we got the drop on them. Hold on, did we kill something we weren't trying to kill? And there's the other one. Oh. Love it when it does that. We actually have enough to put medicine in 100. Fuck it, let's do it. Does anything else have to be... I was thinking about putting some points into Sneak, especially if we are going to do the Crimson Caravan stuff. So maybe we're not going to do Crimson Caravan yet. Maybe we'll serve our companions first. We'll help our companions first. Maybe we'll help out Boone. The Bitter Springs, that thing won't take too long when we do go there. Might be a little interesting because, you know, we'll get to that when we get to that. What else? What was the other one I was gonna pick? Oh, who was that? If that one person in chat, I mean, you'll probably already figure out that one person in chat like 2 or 3 streams ago happens to be in and is curious about the Rex. Charisma 6 and Survival 45, and that's for either rank. But like I said, I get the first rank, but not the second rank because I'm not trying to have those poor animals dying trying to fend off Legion assassins. Oh my gosh, you can tell only the grass is fully loaded in the scope. Voracious, it's not completely useful. Ram, prey, nuka, weapon handling, that's the one I was gonna get. Alright. I hope I didn't just kill something that I didn't want to kill. We're gonna give it this save just in case. Because I thought I saw... Okay, yeah, see, I thought I saw a white... Not white, but blue... A non-hostile thing. So for some reason they spawned in, they just didn't... Okay, so... Oh, wait, the other one probably looted it. Yep, okay, I don't... I keep being like... For some reason, when it comes to the 12 mils, the 12.7 mils, they just keep disappearing sometimes. It would be cool if they had some kind of underwear that was like... You know, like when we get to Honest Heart, some of the people in the tribes will have like their own unique underwear. Um, I think the Forsworn and Skyrim do that too. Okay, so Legion Assassin, and there was one over here. No, it was over here, and then the other one I think was somewhere over here. I'm looking for an ash pile. Or a body, yep. Hold up. I love brush guns. I don't need healing powder. Sunset Sarsaparilla is the only healing powder for me. Do I still have those bulk cues? I do. And you know what? I was thinking... I was like, I don't want to hold on to this fucking shit. But I'm glad that I did. Also, that internet thing, I think, has been... Maybe it's not just a thing with YouTube. Maybe YouTube is just one of the things that it affects because... Okay, again, what is this? Okay. Okay, that's over there then. We don't gotta worry about that. Oh, this one must be from before. Because apparently this is not the first time. Yep, ancient ash piles. From previous streams. I love pissing off the Legion. Hey, what the fuck? Why is the merchant more armored than you? And more armed?
Hey there, need anything?
Oh, you got money. Um, you got money. Just not a whole lot else. Here. I already gave one of the fists to Veronica, I think. So we're gonna sell this one. And bam. We just made a lot of money. Kent says it's a no. Maybe I'll just ask him why. Maybe I'll punch him right in the mouth. I'm mimicking that guy over there. We have some fucking ants that need killing. Well, they don't need killing. Like I said, I don't really want to do the Crimson Caravan. Well, this is the most... I say this is the most urgent of the companion quests. We gotta find Boone. Well, if we find him, he's gonna be right frickin' there. Nothing really to find. Maybe we'll actually be able to knock out... Well, I want to do the Crimson Caravan quest before I do Cass's quest. That's the one thing about that. Fully repaired? Fuck. You got 10 minutes, you fucking pathetic pansy-ass fruit fuck. I've never actually watched Whiplash, and I'm probably not going to, because I feel like the plot would just piss me off. Like, I always get pissed whenever somebody... I just cannot stand in, like, a movie or a show when there's either some kind of, like, domestic abuse thing going on, or in the case of Whiplash, where there's, like, this abusive instructor or something. Like, I think that... I'm not familiar with the entire plot, but I think the basic plot of it is the main character wants to become a drummer, or wants to become the best drummer in the world, and the professor that he has for it is really good, but also a complete asshole, and is very like he like will slap his students, insult them, and abuse them physically and mentally. I don't even know how he gets away with that, but I'm sure there's some kind of reason. Oh, I think these are the Vipers. Hey, where's the Vipers? Oh, 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 oh! I know what he was actually saying, but out of context, it sounded like he was saying, your skills are a little rusty. I'm like, there wasn't fuck all I could have done anything about that, actually. But, like, that whole situation pissed me off, and I think part of the plot of it is that he puts up with the abuse because, for whatever reason, he just wants to be the best of the best. And that's just one of them. And the only scenes that I know from it are these really funny scenes. Because he's played by, let me look up his name. I won't get his name wrong. I almost said H.J. Rimmons. Like the clown. Yep, J.K. Simmons. He's played by J.K. Simmons, who also voices Tenzin in Legend of Korra. And somebody put together these little combinations. Where the fuck are the... Oh, they're in front of the sign. Someone put together these little, little combinations, or these little voiceovers of him. They even lip synced the animation that from Tenzin talking to the audio from the clips, but they add the audio from the clips in them, and just really funny ass shit. Like, and I've seen the show now, so I get like the context for a lot of that. So like when he's training the airbenders. Well, he's trained the new airbenders, and he looks at one of them, and the training is like rough or something like that. And I think it's like a Boomy Jr. who's like being pulled out of some mud or something like that. He just looks at me. He's like, "You got 10 minutes, you fucking pathetic pansy ass fruit fuck." Beautiful. It's so funny. So obviously, I'm sure some of the things that he says in the movie are pretty funny, but he also takes liberal use of the F word. You know, what's the F word that I'm actually not comfortable always using on stream. Sometimes I will say it. Like when the moons are right, when it calls for it, I will observe usage of the FAGGOT word. I am non-binary, so, you know, somebody might there might be a good case for why my credentials will be called into question to say that, but I definitely say it anyways. I feel qualified to say it. I'm giving myself permission. As the sole surviving member of the council, I declare myself the rank of master, you know? Except I'm not sole surviving, I'm just taking liberties. But sometimes you just gotta say it. I got a friend who says it sometimes. He is gay, so he's got the qualifications. Like he has like the necessary qualifications, everything. No one's gonna call into question. He's a bad influence on me. What can I say? Hold up, there's a bunch of enemies with some non-enemies. This worries me. Like maybe the enemies are attacking the non-enemies. I just keep going in a fucking circle. Okay. I got a crack squad. What can I say? But put ourselves together a little strike team. Turn the tide of the war, huh? Oh, what? Why is a little girl what? Oh. Y'all, if you've seen the Kingdom Hearts fan dub, that is one of the funniest scenes from it. Is where Ursula's like, "What? Oh!" and then turns around and just looks at nothing, like looks at the surface of the thing. Looks at the surface of the sea. Okay. I think the Cazador is freshly arrived. And then after this, I'm probably just gonna... Oh, one thing I was trying to do, which I probably don't really need to do before we arrive at the thing, is, Still off the stuff I have. Why are they right there? But I took a nice fat nap when it was time when I got home. I had like probably 4.5 hours. Please. As long as Arcade doesn't get sunk. Where's Arcade? I don't know where Arcade is. Yeah. Okay, Arcade lives. He is... what was I trying to say? Because Eddie is obviously immune to poison because he is a robot. He does not have blood flow through which poison can do its thing. And it's so funny. Poison, camouflage, all of these things evolved evolutionarily. And a lot of people, they don't really... Like, even if they understand logically how evolution works... and here come the bots. It's supposed to be shot and chaser, not chaser and shot. Also, it mentions of alcohol. Which I don't even drink that often anymore. Literally... What was it? No one did this time, but on Easter brunch when they were doing, like, toasting... Since I was new and I was still, like, anxious about, you know, like, being in the kitchen and stuff like that, I didn't partake in any, but I would have done it this time. Sometimes when I'm comfortable, I have a little bit of alcohol. I'm just so worried from that panic experience that one time. Something like that, an experience like that haunts you, especially because of the nature of it. I know logically... unless you have an anxiety disorder, you are not just going to randomly have a panic attack. There is context for it. Like, little things have to be in place for that to happen. But, because I had a panic attack while I was relaxing with my friend, while I was trying to have a good time, it set a precedent for what is possible in my mind. And I've never gotten over the fact that I had that when I thought that I was safe and well. And literally just in the kitchen, afterwards I was going through my mind, like the mental process is going on, hey, I could totally have a panic attack right here and right now. It's a thing that fucking haunts you forever, and I still haven't gone to see a therapist about it. I've gotten love and support from my friends. My mom has lots of experience with anxiety and panic attacks and whatnot. Hang on, let me handle this thought. My mom has lots of experience. Okay. As soon as I keep talking, more snot is ready. Y'all are sharing in this experience with me.
What's up?
Alright, boyfriend, you're on leave. I'm not even giving you the chance to run your mouth about back to the tomb. Observe observe the fancy digs. You can learn something from Veronica over here. Yeah, go. Hey. Ooh. You go to class. You are getting homeschooled. I'm playing into the toxic trope of people in relationships treating each other like parents and children. And that's not even to say... That's not even to say about that fucking... Y'all, I try not to kink shame or whatever, but y'all know that thing where there will be like a hot character and they'll fall somewhere in the binary and then someone will call them like, ooh, mommy or ooh, daddy. I do not like that. And I get that part... Hang on, that was the wrong thing to click on. Because I don't know what's wrong with some people where, like, obviously they wouldn't, I would hope, that they wouldn't be finding their own parents attractive. But
What's up?
it's the fact, I don't understand, is it like the dynamic that, is it like kind of like with furries where it's not the fact, it's not the prospect of them being animals, it's the fact there being some characteristics of that? Like, are there some, like, people like the freaking Lady Dimitrescu from that one game. I know the character, but I don't know the game. She was tall. She's endowed in the chest, and people are all over her. They're like, "Ooh, mommy, sorry, and I'm just like, "Will y'all shut the?" Part of me is like, "Okay, whatever," but part of me is like, "Will y'all shut the fuck up?" Mommy this, daddy that. Because it's gross. Because it sounds like you're into parenthood, but that's besides the point. The freaking It's the trope. It happens a lot in like poorly made heterosexual relationships, where you'll have this almost parental dynamic where the man and the woman will take turns treating each other like parent and child, like not intentionally. Let me explain myself. Where they will have the maturity, they'll alternate between having the maturity level of children in certain discussions. Like sometimes sometimes the woman will feel like she has to mother the man because he is still hiding shit from her, like he's a fucking child that broke a fucking vase and is embarrassed to say anything about it. And not only is that, you know, embarrassing, but it's also super harmful to be a continued pattern. I have gifts. And take this half-repaired grenade rifle too. And this fully repaired. I don't really need that. I mean, that's fine. Why is my face tingling? It's because I'm yapping too much. I must remember to breathe in between yap. Breathe mid-yap as well. Look at that shiny. Look at how I almost said how helmet that shiny is. Look how shiny that helmet is. Hey, and I think this this armor here actually comes from pre-war riot gear. Like if you like people trying to suppress like riots and whatnot, which definitely would have been a thing near the end of the 21st century.
Is it time?
It's time.
I'm ready when you are.
I love that. We have that understanding. He's a warrior. And like I was saying before, he's got... Y'all, he's a war criminal, you know, like, you know, it happens. Who hasn't committed a war crime every now and then? It's very popular nowadays. I'll say that much. But I mean, because like I was saying in the stream, like you can argue about whether something is forgivable or someone is forgivable or not. But at the end of the day, what is the greater victory? To kill a war criminal or to transform them into someone who is no longer a war criminal, but instead uses their strength for good. And yes, that is an allegory to flame frags, at least unstable flame frags. Alright, the parallels there are giving me a particular soft spot for Boone here. And we got this for a certain character that will be joining us. It's not the woman. It's not the stealth woman I was talking about. She does not do armor, and y'all will see why in a minute. We're not in a minute. Y'all will see why when we do eventually make our way to Jacobstown. So we're going to be having some thinking time over in Bitter Springs. If y'all don't remember from the previous streams, y'all haven't been doing your homework. Um, Boone was with the NCR. That's why he's amenable to the NCR. That's why he can wear NCR armor. Normally, you can't do that. And he was the thing that went on Bitter Streams. The Great Khans are a tribe that subsists primarily through raiding and chem production and trading and whatnot. And they started picking fights with the NCR, were even attacking like innocents and whatnot. And then the NCR had tracked them down and sent people after them in their camp in Bitter Springs. Only thing is, it was their home. It was where they lived. So they had non-combatants there as well that they were trying to move during the attack of the NCR stage. They had non-combatants like elderly, children, and stuff like that that they were moving into that area through a passage. And First Recon was camped right there. Well, we'll hear some of the details by Boone, but basically they massacred a bunch of civilians. They massacred a bunch of people that weren't part of the fighting. And Boone was telling me about that, how initially he was kind of in denial, or he was kind of trying to toughen it out. Be like, oh, you don't leave war, you don't leave a tour of duty without regrets. But it's like, eventually he just kind of softened to it and is like, yeah, I'm a fucking murderer, and Carla's death, his wife, Carla's death was just part of the universe's punishment for me. So he feels bad about it, and that right there is another thing I respect about Boone. Oh my god, I'm getting fucking emotional here, because I'm going to shut up about it, because the realities are starting to blend together here, but another thing about Flame is, you can tell he feels bad about some of the stuff that he did before, like with the Mafia, and with like robbing players and everything. If y'all aren't familiar with the series, bear with me. Like I said, Flame's a war criminal. Only he might have even done worse than Boone, if we're talking like the thing, because it wasn't one incident. He served a fascistic organization in the server. But afterwards, he started softening, he started learning things, and he uses his powers for good. Like, he works with the Law, which is an organization that under Lettuce K was a bit draconian, but now they're led by someone else. They're more tame, and they just, serve and protect the server. They're not like the police. They're not like the U.S. police. But he's working with them to go after people who are causing harm in the server. And that right there is what's important to me, because a lot of people in the NCR, they still, like Colonel Moore, they still do not care for the cons. They still think that the Bitter Spring, they still are in complete denial about Bitter Springs. We'll hear some people say that it was an incident. It wasn't a fucking incident, it was a goddamn massacre. Boone euphemistically called it a miscommunication, but that's what I respect about him, is he feels fucking bad about that. As in, he feels something, he knows that that was not right. And that no matter what justification he tries to give himself, like he was following orders or anything like that, he's not in denial about it. As in, he not only, like, that's a human perspective, because a lot of that, people have a colonial mindset of the cons. They think that because they raid sometimes that they're like, hang on, my face will not stop tingling. That's annoying. And I probably have some stuff in my lungs too. Hang on. I need to shut up for a minute, focus on my breathing. I don't... I don't know why my face is tingling. I don't know whether it's suffocation or... I'm okay, I'm okay. I just mean... I don't know whether it's I haven't been breathing properly or what. I'm trying to take deep breaths here.
All mine.
You are not sneaking up on me. No, no. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, Boone got stung once, so I think he'll be fine. We just need... The Venom does a lot of damage, but usually takes off like only a third of your health. Let me see. I'll give him some anti-venom. See if he'll actually fucking use some. We'll give him 5. Okay, he's not using it. That's annoying. I'll give him some Sunset Sarsaparilla.
Fine by me.
Here, drink this. It'll patch you right up. And he's not using it. Okay, yeah. See, like I said, it'll take off about a third of your health. So you definitely have to be wary of that. Be careful of that. Like I was saying... Here come the fucking tingling again. I want to yap, damn it. A lot of people in the NCR view the cons in a colonial mindset. Damn it, I fucking... Why do I have to breathe? So inconvenient. I'll fight through an army of Cazadors. Don't mind me. And since this is a hilly area, sometimes you have to expose yourself to them before they'll expose themselves to you. Damn it, stop fucking tingling! Fuck! I'm trying to breathe over here. And they dart all over the place. So usually you're gonna miss. So I'm just gonna VATS them. One of these will hit. I was right. Oh god. Well, no. I stole your kill. What the fuck are you gonna do about it, bitch? No. No crits. Oh. Y'all saw that. That was a beautiful clutch. There's a lake lurk down there. It's confusing me. Over the rock, please. Over the fucking rock, please. The NCR view the cons colonially. And part of that is the fact that is that they have attacked them in the past. Are you hiding from me? The great Khans have attacked the NCR in the past. And the NCR's opinions of raiding are obviously low. And I can respect that. Because they literally, they haven't gone over that part where they were just a thriving community in the ruins of the West Coast, fighting back against raiders and whatnot. So that's most of their enemies. And the Khans do raid sometimes. They're not raiders because that's not all that they do. But, you know, sometimes they do fuck with the NCR, especially nowadays after Bitter Springs. I'll have to get this repaired later. Stupid motherfucker. Ironically enough, it's when they sense you. And when they're coming at you, when they're most likely to be staying in one spot for you to shoot them. Oh, baby. That was hip fire. That was shit rock, shit rock. I love this game. Sometimes I'm like, I hate this stupid game, but sometimes I'm like, I will frickin' leave an offering at my Josh Sawyer altar. No, but I really do like what this game has done. Like, not just like in some of the political, I won't even say statements it makes. In some of the, is this okay? Now this over here might be actually, what is this here? I don't know what this is here. Nope, I know what this is here. Yep, I know what this is. I know what this is, I know what to expect. I'm not going there yet. I will go there at some point, but not yet. Trust me, we will be going there at some point. There is something that we need that is in the same area. I don't think these are cazadors or assassins. Assassins usually come down through a line. So, like I was saying, NCR has a low opinion of the Great Khans, and part of that is influenced by the whole, you know, colony/tribe dynamic thing. Because the NCR right now are colonizers. They're literally here in the Mojave in a colonial capacity. It gets a little, when it comes to indigenous sovereignty and colonial relationships with everything, it gets a little interesting when you get into post-apocalyptic scenarios. My hypothesis is that in real life, indigenous people would actually end up faring better in a post-apocalyptic scenario than settlers. Because, and I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from when I say this, they're already in a post-apocalyptic situation. Every single indigenous person here on Turtle Island is surviving colonialism. Their ancestors survived the active colonial process of having their land stolen, being forcefully displaced, having their children kidnapped and taken to those, basically, I don't even call them schools, because this doesn't even fit as a misnomer. They're camps. They were camps that they would kidnap the U.S. officials, police, and Canada, sometimes RCMP, would kidnap native children from their tribes, They would take them to these places. They would force them to learn English, sometimes French, depending on where. Also sometimes Spanish, depending on where, if Mexico ended up doing the same thing. They would take them to these places that would just be called like residential schools or something like that, where the whole principle is this fucked up principle of, oh, kill the Indian, save the man, of trying to, this idea that they were heathens for not being Christian, for not being Western, and that it was helping them by kidnapping their children, forcing them to learn colonial languages, forcing them to dress a certain way, to speak a certain way, beating them if they spoke their own languages, and they got so bad to the point where, because so many of them were killed through negligence, through harsh treatment, through just all kinds of things like that. And that's why I call them camps, is because, like, the details are probably a little too fucked up to be, like, just sharing willy-nilly, but either way, like, fucked up things. So, the point is, one of the things that I've learned, like I said, haven't learned a lot of that in my own life because I'm not indigenous, and I haven't had any indigenous friends throughout my life that would give me an inside perspective on that, but I did learn a lot about that in college through some of my coursework that I was doing, and through some of the classes I was taking taught by indigenous professors who knew their shit. And basically, the takeaway there is that it is post-apocalyptic for them. It's not every reservation is going to be miserable, and there are struggles that people just learn to live with. I mean, that's what you do. If you're oppressed, you learn to live with it. You learn to deal with it, right? You just do it, as my friend said. But either way, that's the reality there. So they already know how to navigate environmental destruction. That's a big thing. They know how to navigate environmental destruction. They know how to navigate... like, they know what to expect from colonizers and various entities that continue to intrude on what sovereignty and what rights they are able to retain. So one day, one of the things that I'm hoping that I'll see as the Union collapses, as the U.S. kind of swallows itself like a self-consuming snake, like one of those snake circles, that indigenous people will be able to fare better off without constant colonial interference, and that they'll be able to reclaim the land and start stewarding it once again. Because like I said, indigenous people, indigenous nations, communities, they don't believe themselves to own the land. Land ownership is not a thing. Even some there is pre-colonial, there would be concepts of ownership, but having to do not necessarily with ownership, but personal possessions that you would have on you, like specific tools, specific jewelry that you would have significance only to you. So theft wouldn't really be so much of a thing, you know what I mean? And you definitely wouldn't exercise the concept of owning land any more than you would exercise the concept of owning a person. Like, that was also a completely foreign concept that they would only be able to understand if they were learning English. Well, I found tumblers today. Doesn't matter that much. I think I maxed out my lockpick. But either way, the concept of the colonialism, the concept of slavery, the concept of land ownership, these are European concepts that we brought not to Europe. You know what I mean? Okay. Found this book. So my point is, so many, like I said, I've probably talked about this in previous streams before, so this might be repetition for some of y'all, but there isn't gonna be some massive, like, reverse colonial vengeance. That's not how that works. Maybe that's how we would think, because that might be how a lot of white people, a lot of settlers, that's how we would do given that situation, but that's simply not, that's not how that works. If you have nothing, you might prioritize vengeance because you are so stricken with grief and so consumed by anger that you want to share your pain with the person who caused it. But if you have something to gain, you're not going to bother with that. And also, there's a difference in morality. It's not to say that every indigenous person is automatically good, so much that certain aspects of morality and wisdom are almost universal to the experience of growing up on a reservation or in a tribe. Because some of those aspects are a matter of self-preservation. I'm not going to get too in deep with that because I feel like I'd be overstepping a little bit, but I'm just saying certain things like a lot of leftist beliefs, obviously pertaining to indigenous sovereignty, and a lot of, beliefs that are good for the environment, environmental activism, obviously that's also a matter of self-preservation. So some of those things are just gonna be. So if y'all are worried, or if anybody's worried about what life is gonna be like here on this continent when indigenous people have the land again once more, I'm not worried. I am looking forward to that. Because I already know that no matter what's going to happen, no matter what struggles, or if even there are some people that will try to take advantage of a power vacuum or something like that, life will be better off overall. From the fall of the U.S. alone. And maybe that's just going to be maybe 5 or 10 years from now, however long that takes. And if I ever do end up having kids, or if my friends end up having kids, which isn't very likely, I feel like we're all kind of... my friend group and I are kind of in the same boat when it comes to parenthood. But if anyone ends up having kids and I end up mentoring or something like that, or if I end up interacting with younger generations, hell, anyone who grows up in this world is going to know what it's like to grow up with the fears of living with an uncertain future, with the feeling of powerlessness against a superior foe. So we're gonna be taking this seriously. We're gonna be.
This is the place. We got sent from Camp Gulf looking for some cons who'd been making trouble with one of our settlements. I guess one of the settlers was connected because we sent everything we had. We figured this was a gang hideout, but they led us to their home. There's a ridge called Coyote Tail on the south side. That's where we set up.
Sorry, I'm drinking water while Boone is regretting multitasking. We'll be coming back here for our own business. Well, we might just take care of that while we're here. Maybe. Oh, so yeah, this is the graveyard for all the people that were murdered. Oh, more fucking Cazador. My weapon has only so much condition. I don't suppose someone in camp knows how to repair. Boone's a crack shot. There's one more.
All mine.
I'm not waiting for that thing to get close enough to sting you. So no, it's not all yours. But will you fucking get back here? Oh, now we wanna sneak up on me. We don't re-emerge now. That's odd. Maybe I did a little... I don't know. Normally, explosions are supposed to happen in response to that. Okay. I was like, do I have my light on? Oh, man, I'm hungry. Oh, and oh my god, I have delicious food. Like I said, benefits of working in the kitchen. If you work a big enough shift, if you work a full shift, hell, honestly, if you even work just morning, you will get a free meal. And our food is fan-fucking-tastic. And I'm gonna put it inside me when I'm done. And yes, I meant to say it like that.
Canyon 37. That's what the NCR calls the pass down there. It was the Khan's only escape, so we set up here to guard it while the main force attacked from the front. Standing orders were to shoot on sight.
What? Okay. Fucking... Sorry, I was thrown by the... I knew that this was an optional thing, but obviously I'm not gonna say that. Fucking crazy. I don't even want to like that. What an evil thing to say in response. No. So what happened?
Main force got spotted too soon. We heard shooting. And Khan started coming through Canyon 37 in bunches. It was all wrong, though. Women, kids, elderly. Wounded started coming through, too. We radioed to confirm our orders, but command didn't get what we were seeing. They told us to shoot till we were out of ammo, so that's what we did.
Oh, that's crazy. There's not really a perfect response here that I would like to say, because I don't want to say this, because I don't want to excuse his actions. And I don't want to say this, because I don't want to add further judgment, but at the same time, and this is just some self-superior shit. Like, obviously, that's not what I would do in the video game, but in real life, well, okay. Let me choose my words carefully here. I try not to boast about whatever I would and would not do in real life, because you don't know what you would do. You don't know what lengths you're willing to go to complete a goal. You don't know what morals you truly have until you're at that situation. Like he was saying, if you, like, in the field, if you hesitate, someone you know or care about is going to die. So, that's part of the trust that a soldier is supposed to have for their command. Obviously, I'm not talking about U.S. soldiers specifically. I'm talking about, or NCR, I'm talking about soldiers at large. That's a thing. As in a lot of armed forces, you are taught to follow orders without question. Maybe once you follow orders, you can, and there's nothing else to do in the immediate, you can get a little bit more information on something like that. But when you receive an order, you do it immediately. And that's because you keep the operation going smoothly. Because a lot of what you're doing, even if you're not in combat, still involves life and death. If you're running equipment, you want to make sure that equipment works properly. You want to make sure that every cog, everything is running smoothly. So part of that demands a trust in your commanding officer, or your NCO, your CO, your drill sergeant, whoever you're answering to. It demands trust. So you are supposed to have that trust that whatever you're doing, the person who told you to do it knows what they're doing. So you don't need to second guess them. You don't need to do anything like that. In fact, you'll end up, depending on who you second guess, you'll either end up doing push-ups or you'll end up in the brig, which I think is a temporary jail. But either way, that's the trust that a soldier is supposed to have for their command. So if their command tells them to do something, maybe he was thinking, oh, there's like a specific reason, or maybe they're like using them, like maybe they're like using them as bait or something, like, you know, like the Legion would. Like, you don't. I'm not trying to make excuses for him, like as if to say that what he did was right. I'm trying to say, if you're in that situation, it's different in the moment than it is once you've already done it and once you're processing that. So the only reason I'm going to choose this option is because I want to provoke him to properly think about it. Like, I've been patient and understanding, but I do want to let him know, hey, I want to get him thinking about how he was able to do that. How could you kill innocent people like that?
For the Khans, any of them can be dangerous. There's a lot you can't see through a scope. Still, I often wonder the same thing. Anyway, I don't know why we're here. Thought maybe it'd help me see things better. I'd like to stay here for the night. Think some things over.
We can do that.
All right. We won't stay for long. Something's wrong. Got a group coming our way. Looks like a Legion raiding party. It's big. Might be too big, even for us. If you want out, I won't blame you, but I'm gonna stay. See if I can hold them off.
Well, why would they come to Bitter Springs?
Easy target for grabbing slaves. Bunch of refugees, just a few soldiers defending it. I don't think they're here for us. Too bad. Would have made me feel good about myself.
Well, that's good. It saves us the trouble of finding them.
If only it was this easy all the time.
I can feel his smile behind his mask. You don't sound surprised.
I'm not. Always figured this was how it was gonna end for me. Just didn't know when. That day you showed up in Novak, I had a feeling I was supposed to go with you. That it was time to end all this. And now I know.
What are we waiting for?
Tell the truth, I think this is exactly what I've been waiting for.
That ain't fucking happening, though. I prefer to get to that raiding party as soon as possible, because I don't know who they target, but there are soldiers and civilians there. Come on. Hightail. Damn it, do I have a... Let's see, I want to use a super sledge or a ballistic fist. Ballistic fist. Oh, they're literally getting there faster than I can get there. Oh, actually... Damn it. Son of a bitch on a dick. Come on. Bitch. Why are you running away? You came here. Okay, we're gonna save it here. Hopefully they don't actually target anybody and this is just... Oh shit, okay. Ooh, baby. I think there's more coming this way. I don't know if they are coming this way, but... They will come out from this side because I think I know where the other wave is going to be. And we're not fucking letting Boone die. That's not happening. What he has taught him... I don't think victory against those poor people who are so out of their minds from drug use that they were just killing indiscriminately, I don't think victory over them is something to be celebrated. It's tragic that they had to be dealt with. That's my thoughts on that. Fucking dance around like you did something. Taking pride in the actions of others is a silly thing unless you actually contributed to that. Also, that's weird that she's saying it because I think she's supposed to be a refugee, which means that she would have probably been in Bitter Springs. Like, you know, she would have been with the cons, so she wouldn't be identifying with the NCR at all. Okay, I think we gotta kill the, Well, I don't know. We'll see if the dogs are hostile. We'll see if they're hostile to everybody else. In the meantime, these fuckers will be dealt with. Where the fuck are they? Oh, there they are. I was like, where the fuck are you going? So hopefully, if the dogs do attack, it'll be easy enough for the others to deal with them. I think there's more still to deal with. Oh, so they are chasing people. Oh, man. I'm sorry, little one. I'm trying not to... Because if I hit them, they're close enough to that one that they'll... That refugee will explode as well. Okay. That's neat. Come on. Exit VATS, please. Damn, but... Stop. I'm sorry. I don't like killing animals when I got the animal friend perk thing. Okay, and a few more. But we're going to be able to meet them right here. We'll probably be able to keep them from even entering the camp. You fuckers are done for. We'll have to kill the dogs too. One more. Come on, bitch. Are we hiding? Are we hiding? Because all that's going to get you is a very fearful death. Oh, I am so excited to eat that food when I'm done. I am having too much euphoria about that. Fuck off.
We made it through after all. Not sure what to make of that.
I wasn't going to let you die.
I don't mean disrespect. It's a hell of a thing having someone with your ability looking out for me. But I've come to believe there are things nobody can stop. I thought for sure that's what we'd finally come up against today. It would have made sense for things to end here. But now, I'm still waiting.
No one is judging or punishing you. Things just happen.
If that's how it is, there's not a lot of comfort in knowing it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about all this.
Okay, this combat music here... I'd like to be able to not hear it when I don't know. I think I saved this after I killed the, after I killed those dogs over there. There
made
we
it through
go.
after all. Not sure what to make of that.
No one is judging or punishing you. Things just happen. Also, that thing that he says about, you know, someone of your ability, that makes me feel a little good. I know that that's just something that I think he says regardless, but still. No one is judging or punishing you. Things just happen.
If that's how it is, there's not a lot of comfort in knowing it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about all this.
You can't take back what you've done, but your regrets can set you on a better path.
I guess they brought us here. One less Legion raiding party running loose now. Never a bad thing, you can take my word for that.
Heard that.
Still feels like I'm living on borrowed time. But I don't see any reason not to take a lot more of those sons of bitches with me. You got a point. There's still some things I can do before all this is over.
Boone now has first recon armor. First recon survival armor. Fitted with extra features and storage designed to help a sniper and his comrades survive the harsh desert environment. It will not count against his carrying capacity. So, he does wear it, only it's under his armor that he's wearing that I gave him. So, we'll never see that. That armor is glued to him. Now let's loot the dead. Except the Legion dogs. Poor things. But I had to kill them because they were attacking those poor people. Hey, less face tingling to be celebrated. A lot of the Legion are probably going to be... Yeah, there's some right here. Okay, so like medium range, medium level things. Where'd the other one go? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna find every corpse, but you know. Another corpse for the pile. Oh, that one had a service rifle. That is compatible with some of the higher mysteries of, like, compatible with weapons like this. Maybe it counts as, like, some kind of advanced... Maybe an automatic rifle. Like, it counts... It's in the automatic rifle category. And sniper rifles, for some reason, are also counted among them. I just like to consider them the advanced rifle category because it's a 12.7 mil. Little things like that. We saved these people. We did it, Boone. We saved the city. I mean, we kind of did. Let me get a wide shot here of Bitter Springs so I can have it for the thumbnail. I'm learning to do that. This is good, I think. Yeah, I like this. Or maybe I'll do that clip of him saying, I don't see a reason not to take more of these sons of bitches with me. I love that. That get where he's kind of getting to the point where he's accepting that he's not going to wash away his guilt. But that he can still, like, you know, that he can't, like, literally what I was saying, you can't undo the past, but you can do something about the future. You can do something about the present.
Hey, I want to thank you for bringing me to Bitter Springs. Things seem clearer now.
And this whole grief thing with the Great Khans and the NCR and the Legion, it's all connected in beautiful ways. Like literally the fact that the NCR's, so we'll start with the fact the NCR's crimes against the Khans, against the Great Khans, I just call them the Khans, against the Khans have it drove them into an alliance with the Legion until we literally convinced them not to because we showed them how evil the Legion was. And then we convinced them to do their own thing to recover from their grief and reestablish their empire in a new way, in their own way. And literally this mission with Boone, how it started with him participating in the Bitter Springs Massacre, and then him, oh, hang on. and then him, you know, trying to start a new life, trying to put all that behind him, and then the Legion kidnapping and enslaving his wife, and then him having to mercy kill her to prevent her from being, you know, enslaved by the Legion. And because if he had tried to take all of them on by himself, he would have just died, and she probably would have died too. So I'm thinking that was the deciding factor, is that she would have died. He probably would have gladly given his life, but he was already feeling guilty for Bitter Springs. But then losing his wife just transformed him into kind of the person that he is now, where he's like doesn't allow himself any room for. Well, obviously he does because he did it here, but literally like just the fact that he's like so like hardened now to everything. Like that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that like literally intertwining with what he did at Bitter Springs, him thinking. New Vegas connects its shit very, very well. It connects scenes with character companions are involved in other quests besides their own. He's running away from his problems again. The emotional development lasted a total of 5 minutes now. Um. Now I feel little, not like sick, but like acid reflux. Feel a little Eon reflux going on here, going on in my stomach. Which makes sense because of that one weird naval robot episode. It's funny, a lot of Eon Flux stuff is very sexual, but I don't even think it explores, like, Peter Chung's fetishes or kinks or anything like that. I think he just made it intentionally sexual as a narrative device. Like, he just includes little bits and pieces of, like, lots of weird niche things. Like that episode where the freaking Trevor Goodchild had developed the I've only seen, because I got like a freaking some kind of subscription that, or hang on, I need to breathe again. Drink some water. I'm warm. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Okay, I'm throwing my sheet back on the bed because I can't even handle it being on the chair. Oh. Everybody drink water. Remember to breathe. Tingling face. Oh my god. I'm also feeling super warm. Don't know what that's about. I'll probably knock something out for the Bitter Springs camp here. There is also one quest in particular I'd like to do. It goes into that theme of healing. We got some contents here. We got lots of graffiti. We got that over there covered up. Some partially says fuck NCR. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Sundown curfew. No squatting within view of camp. Keep your food, water, and pets away from camp supplies. No mixing. Claimants seeking property of kin bring quartermaster details plus a witness. Triage decision appeals no longer accept. The fuck? What is going on here with these? What is with these people?
One of the ranger vets looked at me and I just about surrendered.
You should fucking surrender. Not to the Legion though. Just damn. This is fucked up. Also, y'all, I mean, I probably should have done this. There are some things I don't think about, but content warnings if depictions of colonialism and whatnot disturb y'all. Because this is basically, I don't even know if I'd call this a reservation. This is something else. It's supposed to be a refugee camp, but, you know. Well, I don't know. Is this a refugee camp from... This is a refugee camp, not necessarily from just the cons, but from other people as well. So, from people who survive attacks from the Legion. So...
Hello.
Hello.
Wow. Hey, it's you. What are you doing in Bitter Springs?
Your mom. Actually, no. Your dad. Okay. Nope. Checking to see if there was anything you needed. I think it was a lieutenant or yeah, probably a lieutenant. Colonel, I think, is one step below general. So colonel's a very high rank. Like Shu's a colonel, Moore's a colonel. Only general I know of is Oliver. Yeah, captain. Okay, so there's captains, there's lieutenants.
Never expected someone as famous as you to turn up here. What can I do for you?
Why is the flag upside down? Is the flag upside down? Okay, I guess we'll never fucking know. Let me... Okay, good. I already saved it. And that's part of why I save it regularly, in case little shit like that happens.
Never expected someone as famous as you to...
Actually, let me look at the flag to make sure it's... I want to observe it being upside down. Yep, that is upside down.
Anything else I can do for you?
Why is the flag upside down?
It's a distress call. This camp is in bad shape, and if we don't get relief soon, I don't know what will happen.
What can I do to help?
At this point, I'll take anything you can give me. We need more troops, fresh supplies, and medical relief. As if that wasn't enough, someone's been coming out of the mountains at night, stealing supplies and picking off my people.
Well, we'll start. Where would you get new troops from?
I don't know. The NCR's stretched thin as it is. I've put in requests at Camp Golf, Forlorn Hope, McCarran, but things are no better there. Maybe if their situations improve, they'd have men to spare. Or maybe they'd listen to someone with a reputation for helping the NCR.
Well, what kind of supplies do you need?
Food, blankets, clothes, tools. The Army used to ship out caches of supplies regularly. But with the Legion so active, we haven't gotten any in months.
Yep. That's part of the why they're being so active. And how can I help with medical supplies?
You'll want to talk to Lieutenant Markland about that. He's our medical officer. He should be down at the medical tent now.
And what's this about someone killing refugees?
It started about 6 months ago. At first it was just supplies going missing. We figured it was refugees. Then people started dying. Always a single bullet to the head. Always from extreme range. We've lost 8 refugees and 3 soldiers to this son of a bitch. We know he must be hiding out in one of the caves up in the mountains. But I don't have enough men to send out looking for him.
Wow, even she's assuming that they're a boy. I'd like to talk about something else.
Okay, but make it quick. I'm very busy here.
What is this? Wait, what can I do to help? What is this place?
This is the Bitter Springs refugee camp. We've been maintaining it for a few years now. Ever since Caesar's Legion started seriously pushing west. Most of the people here were displaced by the Legion's advance. At first, there weren't many. but lately it's been more than we can handle.
Okay, so I misunderstood. Correction. The refugees here are not survivors of Bitter Springs. They are survivors of Legion attacks. So survivors of well, there won't have been many survivors of Bitter Springs except the warriors and maybe some of the innocent. But you do something like that to a group of people, and you wonder why they get fucking vengeful. Why are there so many great contacts around the camp?
This whole area used to be a great con encampment before they relocated to Red Rock Canyon. We just haven't had the manpower to clean it all up yet.
Clean it all up, you fucking... Only reason I'm not calling you a bitch is because I'm not a woman, and even though I'm non-binary, I don't feel like I should perpetuate calling women bitches. It just feels wrong to me. But just keep in mind, the fucking energy is there. Clean it all up. Ass hat. Jill ass. Jill ass, that's a good one. I gotta start using that, like Jack and Jill. It's Jack and Jill. Who the fuck are Jack and Jill? Jack and Jill sounds familiar, though. It's from something. It's not Hansel and Gretel. Is it from the Jack and the Beanstalk? What the fuck? Why are there so many... Okay, this is a whole situation. Like, we'll be doing a little bit here. We'll talk to Markland, and we'll probably visit one of the caves that they were talking about.
Yeah? What is it?
Captain Gills? I think Gills. Captain Gills said to talk to you about medical aid for the camp.
Hey, if you can help, I'll take whatever I can get. Doctor's bags would be a huge help, but what I really need are medical texts. I'm not trained to deal with major psychological trauma, and we've got a lot of kids in this camp.
Medical texts. Aren't you a doctor?
I'm an army field medic. I can treat bullet wounds, shrapnel, trench foot, no problem. But this, the kids and the psychological trauma and all the rest, is out of my league.
Any idea where I might find these books?
Caravan companies are probably your best bet. Smaller traders aren't likely to have anything that esoteric.
I actually found those books you wanted.
Both of them? Wow, that's very resourceful. Thank you.
We'll just say I felt like giving some fucking, I felt like getting into some light reading. I brought you these doctor's bags. I hope they help.
Thank you. This will keep us well stocked for a good long while. I think that should just about cover us. I really don't know how to thank you. Your bringing me these supplies saved a lot of people.
Don't sweat it. I was glad to help.
Well, still, thanks again.
Because, like I said, I don't care about the NCR. Well, I'll be completely honest. I got more sympathy for the NCR than I do for America. Because I understand their upbringing, where they came from. Like, their mission in of itself could be beneficent if they get their fucking priorities right. I'm definitely in Cass's boat where I could come to support the NCR if some things were... if they did some different things. A lot of that didn't explode like I thought it would. Let me pop some Red X real quick. Let's also watch out for, what do you call it? Explosives. There might be traps in some of these caves. So yeah, also the usage of the term. Like I said, I love the writing in this game. The usage of the way the dialogue is written is very intentional. The usage of the term encampment versus this is the home of the cons, or this was the home of the cons. It helps obfuscate. Radioactive supply. Okay, we'll have to do something about that. There's a small little spot there. Like terms like encampment, you know, it just further highlights how they're trying to see that, how they're, you know, actually how they teach themselves to see that. Fucked up shit. Another supply camp. See, there's something here. We just gotta be careful. Oh no, an ambush of Night Stalkers. I am happy that Night Stalkers are covered by the Animal Friend perk. They're an interesting thing. They're almost in the category of cazadors and how strange they are. But now, since they're our friend, we get to look at how cute and cuddly they are. Look. Like a hybrid between coyotes or some kind of dogs and the snakes. They got scales, they have rattle tails. I gotta do some stretches or something. I don't know why my face keeps getting so tingly, but... Hang on. There's a trap somewhere around here. Or maybe it's somewhere else. Hey, I'll take explosives. And at the end of the day, even though I'm sure it was confusing on the parts of the soldiers, whatever the intent was, and forgive me for observing intent versus impact here, because I normally hate that, but it is intent versus impact, because the impact is there were innocent cons that were massacred. There were civilians that were just doing their thing. And even though not everybody in the cons was a saint, like we have people like Bitterroot's parents who were like mistreating him, and that's why he hates the cons, and that's why his philosophy is definitely, you know, that the NCR's only mistake was not bringing enough ammo. But that's also his own experience, and I'm not going to begrudge him what he thinks, what he feels about that. Okay, there's one last cave over here. We gotta fucking reach around. We gotta reach around like we're trying to get a promotion at one of those Forbes, however many hundred conventions. One of those companies. My dad and I were talking about those kinds of companies, that kind of workplace. I cannot handle that. Nothing appeals to me about that. But it's places like that, workplaces like that, those Devil Wears Prada ass places, where you have to be charismatic, you have to be sharp going in the gate, and it is competitive. Like, that's not a euphemism. They literally compete with each other, and they're supposed to compete with each other. It's like a cross between House Lalu and House Tovani. And if that sounds like a fucking headache, it's because it is. Well, these aren't cazadors here, thank goodness. Bitch. Climb up, motherfucker. Once we loot this cave, we'll be done. And I'll get to eat something again. I'm gonna have to start using a hunting rifle at this rate. Yep, as my weapon condition worsens. So too does the amount of damage I do. Oh, fuck. Dude, what the fuck? Y'all. Don't get separated from me. Y'all, that could have been a fucking Legion squad and y'all would have been taking 12.7 millimeters up the ass. Alright? They're strong and they're well fitted, but I don't know how well they would fare against the Legion assassin team, especially at my current level, on their own. It's not smart. Don't set me on fire. Thank you. I'm like, don't fucking do it. Don't take me anywhere. Don't put me in a situation. You get out there and you put them in the dirt, or I'll put you in the dirt. Boone and Eddie over here. Okay, I hope that Boone is not hostile to the person that we are about to meet. Deep breaths. Yapper's revenge. Nope, he is. Okay. That's not... That can't work. I don't know why he's hostile to Boone, but Boone can go ahead and go back for now.
What is it?
Let's split for now.
I'll make my way there.
Okay, good. This should be fine. That right there, I think, is one of the characters that Boone is hostile to. And that's the gift that keeps on giving.
Who are you? How did you find this place?
Are you the one who's been raiding the refugee camp at Bitter Springs?
Refugee camp? Is that what they're calling it? Good old NCR. They can whitewash anything.
Oh.
Let me tell you something. That refugee camp, it's built on the blood and tears of my people. Nobody likes to talk about it, but I remember.
No, I know. Well, what happened to your people?
We were the flails of God, the scourge of the Mojave, the best warriors and raiders in the wasteland, until the NCR tracked us back to Bitter Springs. The main force hit the canyon by surprise. While our warriors tried to hold them off, we sent our women, our children, our old through the Red Pass. NCR's 1st Recon Battalion was waiting for them on Coyote Tail Ridge. No con left alive. That was the order, my family.
So you've been hiding in these mountains ever since. Why?
For revenge. The NCR committed an atrocity here. An atrocity that they tried to bury and forget. I'm going to remind them.
Hang on, let me catch my breath again. The people at this camp aren't responsible for your family's death. They're refugees.
I know that, but what else can I do?
The Khans settled in Red Rock Canyon years ago. It's time to let go of your hate and join them.
Maybe. Maybe you're right. Maybe 3 years is vengeance enough. Thank you for helping me see that. Here, this will unlock the supply caches we left in caves around these mountains. You might get some use out of them.
I didn't want him to let go of his hate for the NCR's sake, but for his own. Hate doesn't serve a purpose even when the enemy deserves it. Okay. I'm lightheaded. So I'm gonna quit out. Thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna do some stretches and some breathing. Bye.